Father, it's so grateful to be able to bow before you. All you've done, all you're doing for us. In your wonderful name, we pray. Amen.
Amen. All right, good. Stand with me. We would pray. Zachary Arms.
Present.
All right, it is to be present tonight, and I do have their current troop leader is Mr. Perry Graff. Step up to the mic and just kind of give us an overview of the Boy Scouts and the Eagle Scout and what that is.
Well, first of all, being an Eagle, it's a great honor for me to be here recognizing the Eagle Scouts. But at the kind of coming out of COVID, some other issues, Scoutmaster decided to retire and we kind of merged the troops. So I had the pleasure of the last two, Elijah and Isaac, having them in Troop 51 in Pickens. But so we're kind of a Pickens Liberty troop, kind of what we consider ourselves now. And it was a great honor for me to be able to be involved with those two scouts. Eagle's important because one, especially people in Scouts recognize it takes a lot of dedication. It takes a good part of their teen years to get to that level because you have 6 other rank advancements that you have to complete even before you start working on it. You have to earn 21 merit badges, 10 of which are, or 14 of which are life skill type merit badges, first aid, citizenship merit badges, cooking, personal management, personal fitness, a lot of life skills. And then when you finally complete all that, then you have to have an Eagle service program. And that's something that's very involved, that you have to plan, you have to implement it, you have to coordinate volunteers, and that's usually a very big deal, raise funds. And so that's where a lot of work, a lot of people get to see the work of the Eagle Scout. And it truly is a great honor. And I think the Scouts that are delivered to the Fort that you're recognizing are some of the finest Eagle Scouts that I've seen since I've been doing it for the last 25 years. So, and again, thank you very much for letting me come and speak.
Yes, thank you so much for the investment that you made in our boys here in Liberty. And at this time, I'm going to be calling out the names, and if you are here, please step forward when I call your name. I want to recognize again Mr. Perry Gravity is our current troop leader, and then we had Mr. Gary Dean, who was not able to be with us, who was a former troop leader. Garrett Dean is not present tonight, and I believe, if I have it correctly, he was earned his Eagle Scout. And we've got Jacob Dietrich in 2022, he'll come forward. Isaac Urshry in 2023. Kayla Murphy, I don't think he's here with us tonight, he was in 2023, and Elijah Aiken for 2024. So y'all give them a round of applause. Thank you so much. I know we're all proud of them as a community. There's a lot of dedication, and appreciate them being here tonight. All right, so we are going to move on. This is regarding the cemetery. that cemetery that contradicted the common belief that it was the property of the city of Liberty. So this prompted me to check the county assessor's website, where I found Farmers Aid Society listed as the owner. I did some further research to verify my findings by consulting with the county assessor's office, as well as the county register of deeds office and the delinquent tax office, where it was confirmed that there are no records indicating that the two funeral homes in Liberty, and neither had any documentation to prove otherwise. And while this cemetery is not owned by the city, therefore we're not legally responsible, but back in the 70s, back in the 1970s, the city made a generous decision to maintain the cemetery in order to strengthen community relations. And there may be times that all of our cemetery grounds may look overgrown, and it's usually due to being short-staffed, but it is not our desire or our intention to let any cemetery go neglected. After more research, it appears that Farmers Aid Society no longer exists as an organization. So our plan is to continue to carry on the city's decision and tradition to maintain the Black Cemetery along with our city-owned cemeteries. So I'm just asking that everybody please be patient with us as we work toward a solution to getting a better handle on the upkeep of that cemetery. So that was important to me when I found out that was going on. So we're working toward that, and we'll start to see a difference soon. So that was really all I had as far as my announcements tonight. Okay. Now I'm going to move on to proclamations. I've got 3 proclamations tonight. And because they're wordy, I'm just going to let you know what they are. Building Safety Month is May 2024. So this is a proclamation that I, Erica Woods, Mayor of the City of Liberty, do hereby proclaim the month of May 2024 as Building Safety Month. This date, on May 13th, 2024. Accordingly, I encourage all citizens to join us as we participate in Building Safety Month activities. I've also got the 55th annual professional we're very proud of our clerk. We're very grateful for our clerk, Bailey. Bailey has been with us for a couple of years now, and she has really grown into her position. And so this year, while we are honoring all professional municipal clerks, we honor and we thank Bailey for all that you do for me to make sure that we've got our packets, all the information that we need to make a business meeting. So Bailey Locke, thank you. And I, Erica Woods, Mayor of the City of Liberty, do recognize the week of May 5th through 11th, 2024 as Professional Clerks Week, Professional Municipal Clerks Week, and further extend appreciation to our professional municipal clerk, Bailey Locke, and to all professional clerks for the vital services they perform and their exemplary dedication to the communities they represent. So thank you, Bailey. This proclamation is for Public Service Recognition Week. And if you were paying attention to our social media, this we had a post that was recognizing all of our staff and thanking them for all that they do to help keep our city running smoothly, and so we can provide those necessary essentials, services to the community. So now, therefore, I, Erica Woods, Mayor of the City of Liberty, South Carolina, hereby proclaim May 5th through 11th, 2024 as Public Service Recognition Week, and encourage all citizens to join in appreciation of our public employees, past and present, who by their faithful and loyal devotion to their responsibilities have rendered a dedicated service to their communities. So thank you to all. We will get these posted online so that you can read all the whereases on there. Next, we have citizens to speak. Do we have anybody sign it? Let's call them.
Mayor and Council, I'm here this evening participating in a protest and to make it clear my disappointment with Mayor Erica Wood in 2021 under Mayor Peterson. Erica and I visited the City Council prior to taking office. We spoke at length with the utility billing manager and the city treasurer. They worked for Mr. Calvert and told us of instances where Mr. Calvert did not come to work, did not check in with them, didn't return citizen phone calls and emails, was rude and condescending, but Mayor Peterson was on his way out and did not address the problems. The city treasurer at that time told Mayor Woods, you'll have to watch his credit card spending. The treasurer retired early because she couldn't continue working under Calvert. The mayor gave Calvert even more responsibility, and since then, until he resigned, he spent city funds, verbally abused employees, didn't want city council in City Hall. The mayor and Calvert disrespected a Liberty citizen who was trying to help the city become ADA compliant. Erica refused to allow Michelle Johnson to speak at a council meeting because of ADA compliance wasn't on the agenda. At that time, Josh Morgan, who was defending Michelle's right to speak, was escorted out. We are still not ADA compliant, and Michelle has since passed away. The mayor and council have taken no action. Mayor and Calvert made many important poor financial decisions with ARPA funds without council awareness. Staff increases from 4 to 7 employees at City Hall, including the mayor, and issued all 7 a credit card. The new administrator, Mr. Trotter, thank goodness, has recently pulled all credit cards except for one. 100,000 paid compensation package for Calvert, which was a pretty lot. 90,000 for retail strategies for a report telling us what we already knew. $2K a month City Hall rental with the previous Mayor Peterson, the owner of several dilapidated buildings. We are responsible for everything from roof to faucet. The city just recently paid to replace 2 air conditioning units in this building that the city does not own. The mayor refuses to allow residents of 25657 outside the city limits to address council with their concerns. They aren't asking to vote. They aren't asking to hold office, just the right to speak at council meetings. This has to be changed to include the communication with all who call Liberty home. The bottom line, our elected officials, with the exception of Mr. Jeff Massey and Zach Arms, are disengaged with their constituents and their city issues. Our officials make bad decisions that can't stand up to scrutiny, then blame individual citizens for negativity. The city's lack of transparency, lack of policy, accountability, and communication is what sends the negative message to prospective business owners and residents. I merely share facts with commentary, and I will continue to do so. Calvert is gone now, and we have a new city administrator, a breath of fresh air. However, we still have a mayor and 4 council members that need to hear from us and be held accountable.
I expect civility. We have rules. We need to act like civil adults in here. We're here to listen. Typically, we don't have people come and speak until you're very angry about something, and we just need you to be civil about something. We're here to listen, but just be civil. And I will not have another outburst, or we will be escorting everybody out. And when your time is up, it's up. You need to be respectful of everybody's time here.
Finish your thought.
Hello, I'm Giselle Sace. I represent my daughter who passed away in 2022. She was an advocate for the
Ma'am, if you will face, you
advocate for the ADA, federal, which is federal, to bring it to liberty. She was denied access to speak denied to speak and was removed, trying to be removed by the police at the request of the mayor, all because she wanted to bring up the ADA compliance. But Josh Morgan intervened and stepped in for her. My daughter passed away on December 3rd, 2022. Prior to, she had several meetings planned with your mayor to bring liberty and bring it compliant so you can use wheelchairs, and to bring it into the Rosewood Center. However, I have contacted the ADA in Washington, and we shall be hearing from them within 5 to 10 business days. And my daughter had appointments that they were coming here to the City of Liberty to make sure it became a fact. Also, she was fighting to have a special swing for special needs children put in Freedom Park, where she was denied. We have 5 different business owners in Liberty who offered to pay for the swing, $600 and something. We have people that offered, but they were denied. So the children of the City of Liberty, the special needs children, have to go to Easley and Anderson and Pickens, where the swings were put in, and the grant that was permitted was used accordingly. So that's what I have to say. And this will not end here with your mayor. It will end with Washington, D.C. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to have everybody escorted out. We're not here for a production and applause. We need to be moving on. And if people are not going to obey the rules, then we're going to have to be escorted out. So I will not have another outburst of applause. We need to be sitting here.
Yeah, we clap for the Boy Scouts.
Okay, time. We're taking time. Chief, I need the room.
I rebuke the devil from this place. I rebuke the devil from this city. I hold authority through Jesus Christ to rebuke the strife on this room. I hold authority through Christ to throw the devil out of this place and out of our town. And if this is what I get arrested for, God bless me for the coals burning on my head.
Will you please remove
I rebuke the demons from this room. I bind them and I send them to hell. Because this is ridiculous.
No, you cannot.
I rebuke the devil from this room and all the strife from this place, and I bind it up through the powerful mighty name of Jesus. That goes for everybody. I pray this happen in a peaceful way, but being silenced is not it in the mighty name of Jesus.
Hey, Robert, pretty Lindley.
You me? Oh, I couldn't hear you, I'm sorry. I apologize. I couldn't hear you. I'm hard here.
And a reminder, we will not have applause after the speaker.
I'm not
I
sure
will
about that
have
either.
the room escorted out.
Madam Mayor, members of council, I want to thank you first of all for allowing me to come before you tonight. I come before you in response to the proposed 2024 budget. As you probably are all aware, inflation is an all-time high cost. You continue to escalate in the city and the residents as well. Liberty has the highest millage rate in this province, and Pickens County is currently at 3.1. If the budget is passed as proposed, This will increase by an initial 4.12%, approximately $40,000, bringing our millage to 96.9. The city has increased millage rates by 14.76% over the past 5 years. The proposed increase would take that number to 18.88%. Now, general fund revenue over the past 5 years has increased by 44.86%. The current budget under consideration is looking at an additional 4.12% increase in millage rates. This year's general fund revenue grants do show a 7.02% decrease in general fund revenue based on last year's budget. The years of federal spending should not fall upon the administration. The utility fund over the past 5 years, residents have seen a 14.73% increase in utility costs. The proposed increase this year will cost an additional 12.51%, approximately $184 per household. If we do pass this increase along, the residents since 2019 will see a 27.24% increase in 2019. I encourage the members of this board to look at the following to reduce the burden on the citizens. Evaluate the needs of positions created in the past few years: sewer, mapping, IT, public relations. Stop allowing the former employee to live rent-free and utility-free in the city-owned home. Sell the property to offset costs. Cunningham versus Anderson County. Remember that past councils cannot bind future councils. Contractual. Use this cost, these costs here to offset revenue, to offset costs. Sell the property purchased from municipal complex. Use the proceeds to offset costs. It's part of the budget process. Implement a financial policy that will require all non-budgeted expenditures above the amount determined by council to need council approval. It's part of the budget ordinance. Implement a contract review policy that requires council review prior to any contract. Consider Councilman Costa's recommendation to eliminate the need for general fund millage increase. Desperate measures call for desperate times call for desperate measures. Council members, these numbers will bring about desperate times for your constituents. Ask each of you to work to reduce the tax burden in the proposed budget. Thank you. And I also, I'm going to give Bailey a copy of this for each of you. It's got my, I've done it condensed version of the times, but it's Steve. Everything like that.
Thank you. Have anything else?
Evelyn Toby.
Stokey.
When I first moved to Liberty in 2000, we had a surplus of $1 million in a fantastic man. Unfortunately, he passed away from prostate cancer. Since then, I've seen a lot of mayors come and go. When I first heard about the meeting tonight, where everybody's going to parade up here and ask you, Mayor, please step down from you're humiliated by now. Then I asked myself, did you think about Ryan's building or his finances when you made the decision about the roosters and hens? Did you think about the citizens of Liberty before your shopping spree? I think every other option should be thoroughly investigated before raising our taxes. You have brought the city of Liberty together like no other mayor has before. Okay? And to use one of your own sayings, for the love of liberty, please step down. We feel the same way about you as we do about Biden. Let's go, Brandon!
Peggy Melton.
budget proposal. The water and sewer cost is already high now as it is. We have been paying higher sewer bills for years, mostly to go toward much needed repair that has no sign of improvement. The money that has been spent on foolish things without informing citizens beforehand at our expense is abuse of power. That money could have been spent for dilapidated sewer lines and other much needed things to improve Liberty. Liberty citizens deserve better. Liberty used to be a thriving small town that you had everything that you needed without going to Eastland, to Greenville, or anywhere else, but still had that small town feel. I've lived here all my life. My daddy was a business owner. He supported his family from a wheelchair. My parents and grandparents would be in shock and disappointment about the way things are now in the city government. Our children and grandchildren deserve better than this type of government.
Usually I'm out there taking notes, and I know a lot of you already read notes from different sessions. But last Tuesday, I sat in the budget workshop, and I was absolutely disgusted. I couldn't take it. I sat there, I had a pit in my stomach, and I thought, how as a city government can we allow our financial state to get to like this? There is a proposed raise in millage coming. How did you spend so much money on changes to a building, frivolous spending, and yet you're okay with coming to us, the citizens, to budget without having to raise millage again? I suggest you dig into those before you come to us for more money. You cannot continue to raise taxes year over year and expect a happy, thriving community. At some point, we need to remember we are a small city. We are not Greenville. We are not Easley. We are not even Clemson. We need to start acting like one. Stop buying things that are outside of our needs and putting ourselves in a hole year after year. Please work with each other. Please. And look at other ways to pass the budget, or you will not have much of a city left to govern. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm going to read this on behalf of one of our Liberty residents. He is not a city resident. He lives in 29657. He is not allowed to speak here. He buys services from us. We provide services for him. It is ridiculous that we don't come to a point to where we can have people who live in 29657 speak for 3 minutes. We're not talking about allowing them to vote, of course. Why in the world would we not allow them 3 minutes? 3 minutes! That's it.
I'm gonna ask the point of order. Don't take this out of this time. I want you to come. This person lives outside the city.
He does not live in city limits.
Right.
He is a 29657 resident.
And are his comments on the budget?
I'm sorry.
Or his comments about the budget? Is that what you're going to speak about? Because what I was going to say is, this is a regular business meeting with an open for general public comments. So if he wants to come and speak about at a public hearing, that's a totally different thing. And it's solely about the budget. I hope you'll communicate.
I appreciate that. He's here. I'll ask him.
Okay, so
His name is Josh Morgan. I'm sorry.
okay. Well, customers that live outside the city are going to be affected by the budget hearing, it's just about the budget. So I don't want you to think that he's just excluded, from commenting on.
Is budget not on the agenda for today?
No.
At the bottom of the agenda, there's a line item that says budget.
They said it'll be
It is in June. This is not the public hearing. Public hearing.
I'm not saying don't make your comments, I just want you to understand that we can't.
But
I'll listen to you.
if he's speaking
Not
on
now.
behalf, you can't speak now on behalf of somebody who doesn't live in the
He's
city.
citizen, he can speak on whatever topic he wants to.
Yes, he can speak. I'm just saying that.
I'm saying on his behalf, is what I'm saying, and I'm speaking for him.
Okay,
What is-
I'm speaking for myself. Everybody okay with me speaking? on
Excuse me,
behalf of myself?
we're not playing these games, okay? And you follow
I
rules.
understand that.
And I'm trying to give you rules and make sure that we're doing this.
Are you not gonna allow me to
Excuse
speak?
me, I'm speaking. I'm just trying to instruct on how this works. Let's not be smart, we're here, we want to be civil. So I want to hear from you, we want to hear from you, let's do this right.
Okay. So there again. Okay. Due to illegal transfer of funds and high budget deficits in 2017, Pickens County was forced to take over the cost and operations of the fire department from the city. The results in a $156 additional tax fee to every in-city household and $120 additional fee for those outside city limits per year. At the same time, the city created a position for a city administrator paying over $100K. Increased mileage and continued taxes as if they were funding their own fire department. The city approved an increase in water rate of 12% and an increase in sewer rate at 15%. They did the absolute minimum to reduce operating expenses. To recap, they stole money from the fire department that was funded by, in, and out of city residents who were served by the city of Liberty Water Department to pay for their own pet projects. Taxes, they increased fees across the board. If the county had not stepped in, the city would have gone bankrupt. The next 4 years saw the prior mayor boast about raising revenue funds and reserves, followed by outsourcing public services and more than doubling administrative positions within the city. Additionally, the city had been carelessly spending money and not looking at reducing spending. Now they're attempting to increase taxes and fees again and again. County residents are being looked at to bail the city out and prevent increased taxes. County residents who have been repeatedly denied the right to address the governing body that is surviving off the county tax funds. The city council currently has a member who is not even serviced by the Liberty Water Department, who is going to be voting on the city budget and water department rating. By his and his wife's own admission, Councilman Padgett is served by East Central Water Department, not the city of Liberty.
Motion by Councilmember Brayfield, council at this time is going to consider approval of a location for art sculpture by Duncan Burns. Duncan Burns is a business owner here in town. He owns Intino, which is right on 178. He works with metal, and he is an artist, so he has generously offered to donate an art sculpture for downtown. And so we have looked downtown and we've looked at the space, of course, of the courtyard, knowing that we are trying to make our downtown just add some more vibrancy and life to it. Art is always something that helps to bring in visitors to come downtown, so the public is a good traffic. It's something that we want to unveil at a later date, but the space that we're looking at is in the courtyard. If you were standing on South Commerce Street facing the courtyard, it's actually going to be lining up with a crosswalk there on South Commerce Street, so it will be centered. Just trying to make sure that we're not obstructing the view of the stage, of course, in the courtyard view of the stage. But that is the place that we're looking at. And we will be doing an unveiling for that downtown. So we'll make that known to the public and we'll celebrate a new art sculpture donated by one of our business owners. I'm just going to ask for a motion then. If you're understanding where it's going to be. We're not going to talk about what it looks like right now. That's going to be something that we want to reveal to the public. But it is a really great concept that he came up with. This was all him. I had no say. Nobody else in the community had any say. It was just something that he decided on his own, thinking about liberty. This is something that came to mind. I really love the concept. So, all that being said, do I have a motion to approve the location for the sculpture by Duncan Burns?
So moved.
I have a motion by Councilman Marshall, and a second. And a second by Councilman Massey. For any discussion? All right, hearing none. All those in favor, please signify. All right, up next is our administrator's report.
Thank you, Mayor. Give some updates on some grant projects first tonight. The water line replacement that is funded by the SKIP grant program, received an update from our city engineer this morning on that project. Doing their final stages of their pressure testing. Being told that should be wrapped up this week. We have had some concerns about the water that's been running. That is all in preparation of the bacterial samples that will be taken to the next process. They're keeping that water flushed out of those new lines because before they can start switching over to services, they have to have clear pH samples. So that is part of the process. The reconnection phase, what will actually happen is, unfortunately, they'll have to go back to those lines and they'll have to dig back up the new line and tap that line for the service connection to the residents. That process will take approximately about a month to a month and a half to complete. And once that's finished, we've kind of reached a... Why do you say that, Phil? Well, the next step is just as important as the first step. We've got to make sure that we're taking the proper steps to take the old lines out of service. Because if we don't take the old lines out of service, they're going to still have water running. So therefore, they still have the availability to create a leak. So we're trying to make sure that we finish this project, finish it well, and that final stage is taking those old lines out of service. I will be coming back to council with updates on that. That's not part of the grant funding. So we will talk through if there's any additional cost of cutting in valves, things such as that has to be done. But that is super important that we follow through with that and finish that project well and work to take those old lines out of service. So that's an update on the skip or the water line process, our grant projects. Old Norris Quarry Road, we've talked a lot about that. That is an RIA funded grant, Rural Infrastructure Authority. Some good news there, coupled with some bad news. We did receive an additional $50,000 in funding for that project. Into City Hall, that was received for the rock overages that were created during that project. Unfortunately, we live in Liberty and there's a rock quarry close by, so that's something we have to take into account when we're doing these projects. I guess the unfortunate news or the unfortunate side of that is there is still a $71,953 balance that the city will have to cover regarding the rock overages on that project. Quick recap there, Old Norris was a complete renovation of the lift station that's currently there. Quarry Road, that actually did away with that lift station, so not only are we doing away with the lift station, we've taken away any maintenance that would be reoccurring there, we've taken away a power bill, so we're taking positive steps to minimize the amount of maintenance that has to happen there, and we were able to gravity feed that down to the county lift station that is located right below Quarry Road there. So that is actually complete. The 2023 annual drinking water report for the City of Liberty has been completed. EPA has issued their opinion, and the water in Liberty is safe. That'll have to be a URL will have to be put on water bills. We'll also run an ad in the paper if anybody would like to see that report. We'll have that available. Just a quick shout out to Bailey and Katie in City Hall. They did an excellent job last week recognizing the hard work that the City of Liberty staff does on a day-to-day basis. So Bailey, thank you for all that you do there. A couple updates from Coach Black at the rec department. Flag football tournaments are currently underway. They'll be finishing up this Thursday. Diamond Days with baseball, softball, and t-ball. Liberty Pickens and 6 Mile teams will be playing in Liberty. That will also be finished up with a Diamond Day co-ed softball game at 4 o'clock. That game will actually be held at Liberty High School. If you would like to sign up, they are charging a $15 per person fee to play in that co-ed, and reach out to Alicia Dover at the rec department. Her number is 640-0185 if you would like to play in the co-ed softball. That's all I have.
All right, now we are down to our city council remarks. And I will start with Councilmember Schuman.
First off, there has been a rumor going around the city that I no longer live in the city. I want to address that directly and clearly. I still live in the same house that I've lived in for 15 years. My next door neighbor is sitting right here and not. There were rumors that were started and spread directly about my personal life. And I want to make it clear, I have 4 children that live in my house. And those rumors don't just affect me. They affect my children. And in my mind, that's all things. It infuriates me that multiple people have come to the mayor and complained. You know, you have some councilmen that live in the city and ask me that question. That's inexcusable. That is dirty. I expect better than that of the people that I have spent the last 17 years of my life living door to door. It is wrong. If you have a question, come to my front door. If my car or my van are in the front, I guarantee you I'm there. For the last 4 months, I've been there every day. I lost my job in January. Finally, very closely. But when I after people start commenting on things that my children might overhear in our community, because they go out and walk around a lot. And if you think things don't get back to them, it does. It's inexcusable. And I know several people I named that have made those comments. So if you would like to come talk to me directly, please do so. Otherwise, for lack of a better term, keep my family out of your mouth. Okay? Now, this is what I prepared. And if I saw it says, been inundated with emails from concerned constituents reacting to misinformation circulating on social media about our recent budget working session. Sadly, many of these messages resort to personal attacks, insinuating a lack of moral fiber and character on mine and the rest of our council's part if we allow for any support of a fee or tax increase. What's consistent about these messages is their reliance on partial information, incomplete information, cherry-picked by certain individuals who are posting on social media small snippets devoid of context and in very important facts. In addition, one of our own esteemed council colleagues has taken a hardline stance of adamantly opposing any increase that might result in citizens paying anything above what they currently pay. While the sentiment sounds nice, it may not be feasible. We don't know yet. We haven't gotten that far. But it is irresponsible, especially given the fact that we have yet to have received a written budget proposal to review. Please understand we had a working session. All that is our city staff coming to us and saying, this is our recommendation. That's it. Our task thus far has been to evaluate preliminary recommendations from our city staff to ensure, one, that we can be financially stable, and two, that we comply with mandates from the South Carolina State Constitution, Article 10, that requires every year we are required to have a budget that is balanced, whatever is required. Let's be clear. No one on this council is fond of raising taxes. I, in particular, don't want it. I just told you. 4 months, we've been living off my severance with a family of 6. I'm not a fan of raising taxes. We know full well the impact it has on our own households and those around us. However, if it becomes necessary to raise any taxes or fees to safeguard those essential services that we're paying for and maintain that fiscal stability, all options. However unpopular that may end up being. The challenge facing the city did materialize overnight. Several people have made those statements today. They stem from years of poor financial management over multiple administrations. And it's going to demand some decisive action to get us back where we need to be, even if that's unpopular. Mr. Massey, if you have a viable proposal for balancing our budget with a zero tax and fee increase, I would ask that you would share with the council before our unveiling on June 4th. That gives us time to look at it and review it. Absent of that, public posturing on social media serves only to undermine the integrity of the process, offers little substance beyond the rhetoric tailored to a vocal and toxic minority on Facebook. His political grandstanding is pandering is beneath. Furthermore, I find it disheartening to witness our county council representative overstepping his boundaries and injecting himself into the day-to-day management of our city. That is not his jurisdiction. While claiming credit for an idea to exchange properties with the county, which, by the way, was something that we had been discussing in executive session for more than a month, but was not finalized yet. And he knew this. We were not cleared to share that information because the deal was not sealed. And our administrator felt strongly that we cannot put that behind us without telling us anything. He conveniently ignored pressing concerns that he should be dealing with and inserting himself into the business of the city. I'm going to address one particular one. The one that bothers me the most is the issue of pornographic material that has been made available to our children in our county public libraries. This was addressed by more than 100 citizens of Pickens County in a meeting less than a week ago, including several local pastors who spoke passionately about what this is going to do. It went largely ignored by our county council. They did nothing to stop it. Comments were made, we'll move it on a higher shelf and we'll see it. I don't care if my kids do this. I'm aware that management doesn't follow city council, but we have a library right in the middle of our town, and if we think that's not going to affect our constituents, we're putting our head in the dirt. Ignoring the impact this is going to have on a generation operational. He's living in our city while inserting himself instead into the management and day-to-day function of the city. An election year is an election year gimmick. Such politically, particularly in this election year, detracts from the serious work that we are trying to accomplish, and doesn't the people that live in this city to rise above that. Reject the toxicity, the divisiveness spewed by a select few by their computer keyboards. We can't allow the honor of public service to be damaged even further based on personal attacks and cynical political posturing. The actions of a few very vocal people who prefer to cast stones via their social media accounts only serves to push those who would be an asset to the city even further from considering serving, because they don't want to get them thrown at the end. We have seen what happens when people don't get their way. They simply quit and walk away because it's too slow and too hard. Instead, they criticize and attack those who are trying their best to do the hard work. We should focus on our shared vision for a thriving city, a thriving community, and the path that we need to be walking together rather than stabbing each other in the back. I will not sit in this chamber and tell anyone how to vote. That's not my place. What I will ask is that you discern fact from fiction, and engage in informed decision making. Ask questions of your elected officials directly, not by posting on social media. I'm not on Facebook anymore. I won't reply to that. It's a waste of my time, and honestly, it's toxic. No, I do.
Will you please escort Morgan out?
You sit here and talk about all this white on everybody else, but you have no responsibility yourself. You take no ownership of anything yourself.
Just take and go. Just take and go.
I ask you to reject the negativity and the toxicity that is consistently pervading these social media entertainers. Facebook is not a place to convince anybody of anything, because you only listen to people who are in your group that share your belief. It's not productive. Together, we can overcome the very difficult challenges that we're facing right now. And we can we have to say emphatically to the people who would tear our city down and portray us to all of the other communities in the area, this is enough. Either get with us to work with us, or sit down and be quiet. Because it is not productive to tear people down publicly and do nothing to help them. You don't have a solution. The problem is just the problem.
Thank you so much. It's very brilliant. I appreciate that.
You see all these people? Take a good look. Look at all these people. This road, you should know.
Because the tone that's going on is going to cause problems. And I want to calm him down.
You
I want him to speak.
No.
What do you think of this? And the antics of the community, that is going to, that. Jeff. Speak and speak civilly.
People's rates about $200. You add all these rates, it's over $200. Now we sit over here with land all over this city, over $300,000 worth of land we can sell right now to lift the burden off of them. They don't deserve this. They do not deserve this. The spending, you spent $8,000 on freaking blinds for windows that are already tinted.
Amen.
Explain it, justify that to me. That is not fair to them. It justified to me when you use ARPA funds for air conditioning units. For one, it was not voted on by this council. Now,
It was voted on the council to move the ARPA funds to general fund, so yes, it was voted.
I never voted on putting in air conditioning, and I even talked to Bailey about that.
Okay,
Right.
that's not what council does. The council voted to
The
remove the
council is
ARPA funds.
supposed to know anything and everything that is purchased.
Jeff, you don't understand how it works, okay?
Anyway. need.
We're done. Jeff, we're not doing this. We're not doing this.
I have a
We're calling
section.
point of
She's a
order.
dictator.
If you cannot be civil, and if you cannot stop with the grandstanding,
There's
you're
no
not speaking.
grandstanding. There's no grandstanding. I'm speaking truth. I am speaking truth. People are fed up. And they're fed up with you.
Okay. We're done.
Somebody needs to speak for people.
The chair controls any kind of personal remarks. It is not customary for, individual council members to lob or upset each other by name. They might object to an action, but that is not customary. So it is up to the chair to control as the meeting progresses. And this ability will be used to move on to whoever next.
Move on. Councilor Whitaker. I have no remarks. Councilor Lawrence.
I would like to thank the feedback. I would like to thank the 9 concerned citizens who emailed me about the budget and their concerns. That is, I think that I've gotten 2 total since been in office. I've gotten 9 this past week. So thank you for those who emailed me. Thank you all for showing up today. Thank you to Phil and our city staff. They have put a lot of work into getting our financial records back on track, getting what they believe is the best steps forward to us, for us to take that and deliver, especially with you, as you collaborate with. I understand how difficult of a situation this is. I would like us to explore options such as selling the parking lot to help with this next year's budget and other areas of that. But we all have to realize that this is a very early step in the process, and it now is the time to start looking at what can we do to help alleviate before we get to a military situation. I know their passions are high. There are a lot of people concerned, a lot of people who want to speak. I will be at Lizzie Sue's in Liberty at 9 Saturday if anyone wants to stop by and talk to me. I do understand the severity of where we are right now. I do want us to remember who we are, what Liberty is, and what it's supposed to be. We are a small town. We are a small community. We are tight-knit. Everyone knows almost everyone. I say that to say Facebook is a great tool for certain things, but we are not a series of Facebook groups. We are a community. And I really hope we don't ever forget that. A couple shout outs. This past month, our area schools have celebrated. I just wanted to say that really quick. Liberty Primary School Support Employee Teacher of the Year was Tracy Reese and Tyann Reese. Liberty Elementary School was Jared Roper and Emily Smith. Liberty Middle School is Steve Andersco and Leanne Reese. And Liberty High School was Becky Hooper and Tammy Bice. Thank you so much for those community members for pouring into our children and making our future that much better. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, this time we're going to be voting to go into the executive session, and we will be discussing in that executive session sections 30-4-78 to discussion of negotiations, incident to propose contractual arrangements, and proposed sale or purchase of property with the receipt of legal advice where the legal advice relates to a pending, threatened, or potential claim or other matters covered by the attorney-client privilege settlement of legal claims or the position of the public agency in other adversary situations involving the assertion against the agency of the claim. That's number 1. Number 2, section 30-4-70, discussion of matters relating to the proposed location expansion or the provision of services encouraging the location or expansion of industries or other business in the area served by the public body regarding retail strategies. The first one is against county contractual. City council may or may not take action on any or all of these matters discussed in executive session.
Motion.
Okay, I have a motion by Councilman Brayden, do I have a second? And second by Councilman Schuler-Laden, do I have any discussion? All right, all those in favor, please signify. Aye. All right, we are now in executive session, and I'll clear the room, please.
Thank you, Deb, for speaking up.
I do too.
So, I'm with you. Hey, the shield with best of all time.
If anybody wants to speak, here's your chance. Anybody wants to speak, they can.
Probably hear us also.
You want to speak? All right.
I'm just going to ask you if that entire, if all this will be on Malarkey News.
Oh, it will be.
The whole.
I don't sugarcoat that. I believe in true transparency.
There was a bunch of malarkey in that.
Oh, it was. Everything's recorded. So.
Very interesting. How much of that did you get?
All up.
Did you get a good sound?
I hope so.
Because now the acoustics are horrible in that building, but it sounded like their sound system was better than it's been in recent years. Where are you going to be able to rebroadcasting that?
This is going to be on Facebook and YouTube.
Okay.
Just look up Malarkey News.
Okay, will do. And after executive session, can people go back in?
I normally don't stay for that. So.
Yeah, because I know we have been kicked out before for executive session, and then we waited, and we could go back in afterwards for the rest of it when the people bring, like the city heads bring all their reports and everything, but there's no more speakers at that point.
Gotcha.
Uncomfortable situation. I hate it.
It's very, very. No. It was good sound. That's good. It's good to hear.
Julie.
Good timing for that.
Yeah.
Oh, was that you?
Yeah. I was trying to do it when she was speaking, but my dang phone just kept doing like.
I am so proud of you.